Let's go, baby. Welcome in, guys. Here we are. We're live. Season 3. We're here giving you that hockey greatness, baby. It's been a while. 2020, we're here, guys. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. I'm breaking down all the NHL and American Hockey League games for today. I got my picks available. I got my t-shirt rocking here, guys. PickCity.com. That's where you can find all my client plays. We're up, I believe, 3 units in January. That's every day, guys. We're giving out picks to our clients. And AHL, we're just over break even. So overall, it's another profitable month there. Every month we've been profitable, but October there. So it's been a great run we've been going there. There's a lot of great cappers, guys, at Pick City. You can get anything from NHL like myself, NBA, golf, UFC, you name it, they got it. So great avenue for cappers like myself and people like you guys that are tuning in looking for angles on games, PickCity.com, guys. Anyways, let's get right into the hockey action here, guys. We got 7 games in the NHL. I have a total of 5 client plays. So I have a lot of these picks that I've already sent out in my package plays. So I have 3 free plays that I have for you. Let's get right into it. First game here is going to be Detroit Red Wings versus the New York Rangers. It's going to be Howard going against CASHH here, CASHH Durkin. Rangers right now, guys, they're a heavy over team. Their forward group, they have their healthy team. Their forward group's one of the best right now. Both teams are going to be on a back-to-back. You're going to notice a lot of teams are going to be on a back-to-back because they're playing tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a big backup goalie situation. But today you're going to have a lot of the starters. Howard isn't a guy I trust. One thing I'm looking at, guys, we're going to be breaking down on all these games are going to be shots on net. Shots on net in the last 4 games. So what we have here for Detroit, they've allowed 38.5 shots against on average in the last 4 games. So they're a team that's really hurting defensively, as you guys know. And the Rangers here, they're averaging about 35 shots on net. So they're going to get theirs. It's a big problem is with Detroit. They're only averaging 27 shots on net. And the Rangers are allowing 30. So I have a client play here, guys, on the side. But on the total, I definitely be looking at an over 6. Rangers are going to get theirs. It's going to be, can Detroit keep up with it? This isn't one of my favorite plays for the total here, guys. The client play I already gave out on this game. You might already catching on to what I'm going at with that with this game. But Detroit, New York Rangers, over 6. The power play for the Rangers, 2 guys, 3 of 4 in the last 4 games. PK for Detroit's 1 of 4. So CASHH, he had 2 games he played for Hartford as well, guys. He was pretty good. This is going to be an NHL team, but it's one of the weaker teams. I don't love the total here. I'm going to move right on, guys, but client play on the side. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, the next game here, guys. Elliott and Yari, 2 goalies going in today. Yari, the better of the 2 goalies. Looking at right away, we're going to go right to the shots on net the last 4 games. This is a pretty tight matchup here. Advantage for Philadelphia, 4, 30 shots compared to Philly's 30 shots compared to Pittsburgh's 27 there. Advantage to Philly, but then against a slight advantage to Pittsburgh. This is a really tough game here, guys. Originally, I had actually have a client play on the side here. I was back and forth with the side, but I've sold enough to give this one out. Looking at the total, both teams here are 3 of 4 and 2 of 4 in the PKs. You had 19 and 30 shots on net last time out, so that was an under game for sure. You're not seeing many overs when you're getting 19 and 30 shots on net. This matchup, though, you're going to have Yari and Elliott. I have the over 6. I do expect there to be some goals here, guys. Philly won that game at home. Philly's not a good road team. They're night and day, home and road. So it's going to be the first of a back-to-back for Philadelphia as well. So you're going to see Leon. Leon got called up from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, the Philadelphia Flyer farm team. So they're going to have their backup going tomorrow. This is one of their, Elliott's going to have to be their go-to until Hart comes back, which doesn't look like he's coming back for another couple weeks. So tough game. I do think there's going to be some goals. Pittsburgh, I expect them to turn it up here with Crosby back. They're getting a lot healthier. Big addition here too, guys. Schultz is in for Pittsburgh, so that's pretty huge. They've also called up 2 AHL guys, Agazino and Angelo. So they're also offensive players. I'd have to look at an over 6 there, guys. Like I said, package play on the side, but looking at the total, I would think an over 6. Pretty keen on that one there today. And if you have any questions there, guys, on any of the games, feel free to throw them in there. Lines, player updates, goalies, you name it. I should have it capped here for you. So feel free to throw in any questions you may have there. Yeah, let's move on to the next game, though. We're looking at 7:30 here, Washington and Ottawa, game number 3. Samsonov, and I'm thinking Anderson. No confirmation on the goalie yet for Ottawa. If anyone in the chat does know, feel free to throw that in. It's going to be Ottawa's first of a back-to-back, so whoever does go tonight, the opposite's going to go tomorrow. I expect Anderson. Don't throw Hogberg in this situation. He can't handle an Ovechkin slot. The guy's just not ready at all. If you guys see Hogberg, you know where we're going with this. Even with Anderson, it's going to be a tough task for Ottawa here. Washington shots on net here, 35 shots on net the last 4 games on average, compared to Ottawa with 33. So Ottawa is they're getting pucks on net. The big issue is 41 shots on net on average for Ottawa the last 4 games, and those three of those 4 have been at home, guys. So it's another home game versus one of the better offensive teams. I think this 6.5 over, even at 6.5, guys, is live. That's going to be the first free play I'm going to give out here. 6.5. I see -113. I wrote down about an hour ago. That's at Bet Online. I think that line's probably going to be going up if anything. The big advantage is the defense for the Washington Capitals, +11 margin there. Offense, both these teams can score. Don't sleep on Ottawa that they can't put the puck in the net, because they can. Samsonov is the better of the 2 goalies going for Washington tonight. Going on the road, I still like this. The numbers are all, not to mention, guys, Ottawa's 4-4 in the power play the last 4 games, so they're humming. Washington's 3-4 in the power play as well. Both teams are getting shots on net. I can see goals. So there's the first free play for you guys. Washington, Ottawa on the over. Another package play on the side. Next game here, 7:30 as well. Vegas Golden Knights going into the Carolina Hurricanes. You're not going to see Fleury. He's got the 1-game suspension. So they've called up Donsk. I forget his first name. But anyway, Donsk, he's been a top goalie in the AHL right now. Oscar Donsk there. He's going to be going tomorrow for Vegas because it's going to be the first of a back-to-back for the guys. So Subban is getting the start. He can, he can fill the void if it's a one-start kind of thing. He doesn't want to look bad with the AHL guy being called up tomorrow. He should have a good start. He should. Carolina's only 1 of 4 in the power play. Their PK is 4 of 4, so that's a strong. Their defense has been lights out. Not to mention they've only allowed 24 shots on net on average in the last 4 games. That's Carolina. So defensively, like I'm saying, they're stellar. Playing the likes of Winnipeg, New York Islanders, Anaheim, and Columbus. So not the strongest offensive teams. 3 of those 4 being at home too for Carolina. Another home game here. I think they will win this game. Over under. I like the under 6, guys. You can still get an under 6. I would jump on that. Big advantage here. Carolina's +8 shots against compared to 32 for 32 shots against for shots on get. Let me try this again, guys. This ain't easy. Shots against for Vegas is 32.5 compared to 24.75 for Carolina. So big discrepancy there. And then looking at the shots for Vegas does have a slight advantage over Carolina. You're going to have Mrazek in net, Subban going. I don't love this one, guys. I do have Carolina in the underwritten. Stronger feel in the under 6. I think this game can stay under. My numbers definitely for Carolina say that. Even a team total under for Vegas I could see being live. Yeah, let's move on to the next one here, guys. 8:00 p.m. Looking at the Boston Bruins versus the Winnipeg Jets for you. Tuukka Rask and Francois Brossoit. Is it? No. It's forget about that first name. Anyway, it's Brossoit going. The backup goalie for Winnipeg here. He's a backup goalie. If he should be in the AHL if you ask me. He's going tonight against the Boston team here. Once I find out Brossoit's going, guys, I'm going to make that the second free play for you. Boston on in regulation. Get a better line there, guys. 155, you're laying a little bit too much juice on the money line. So jump on that regulation at about, I imagine, +100. If a -155 is a money line, you're going to see about a 50-cent drop in the regulation, maybe even a 60 to 70, depending on the book. Heritage is one of the best books, too, guys, for regulation bets. That's 3-way. I think Boston's very live here. Their power plays, it hasn't been humming, 0 for 4 in the last 4. With that being said, though, they're shooting the puck 34 shots on net on average their last 4 games. So even though the power play is not working, they're still shooting the puck a lot. only allowing 27 too. Winnipeg, they're not shooting the puck much. Their defense has been holding them in for the most. Like it's been 29 shots on average. So 30 is about the league minimum there. So they're a little bit below. I just think Boston's live here, guys. Regulation. That's going to be your second free play. First one was Washington to Ottawa on the over. Second one's going to be the Boston regulation over Winnipeg Jets. Next game here, we're going to look at St. Louis Blues and your Edmonton Oilers. This is the sixth game of the seven NHL games. Been a while there, guys. Season 3, holy, feels like it's been years. NHL All-Star break really took a number on me. St. Louis, Edmonton. I don't know what I'm saying here. Let's stick to hockey. St. Louis, Edmonton. I think Jake Allen could be going here tonight. They seem to go back and forth. Binghamton went the other night. Allen in Vancouver. I think Allen's going to go again tonight, personally, in Edmonton. Koskinen's been confirmed for Edmonton. Both teams are 3 or 4 in the power play their last 4. The goals are shots against, though, for St. Louis, guys. 25 shots against the last 4. So that's a good average for St. Louis. That I want to take the over, but the only thing that worries me is that how St. Louis has been defensively. Edmonton here, 30 shots against, 31-4. That's on average. 32 average for St. Louis, 25 for St. Louis as well. That's against, sorry. Money line's only minus 125. That's going to be another free play for you there, guys. That's the third free play. St. Louis on the money line at minus 125. It's tough because Edmonton's going to be pissed off. They're definitely going to be pissed off here. More I think about this, guys, I might take an under. Koskinen's going to be the goalie. He's definitely fresh. Could be a letdown spot. They're going to be playing again against Calgary. More I think about this, I think the under is live as well. St. Louis on the money line, guys, and also the under. That would be my recommendations in that game. I know the power plays have been humming here. Shots against, though, for St. Louis, I think they're going to play this. They're going to play to a defensive game here. This is their 4th road game in a row for St. Louis as well, guys. They've been out shooting their opponents. They've really been holding the opponent. That's been the big thing. Edmonton, I imagine, have a better game, bounce back game after outplaying Calgary but losing. I think an under 6, guys, is very live in that St. Louis Edmonton matchup. And St. Louis on the money line. Moving on to the next matchup here. I have 2 client plays on this one there, guys. Package play. So Tampa Bay, Anaheim, I find the line just a little off on this side. And on the total, Vasilevsky and Gibson. Vasi's been one of the better goalies, too, in the league as of late. And Anaheim with their PK has been 4 of 4. So it's going to be a good game here, guys. I don't want to go too much in depth without giving it away completely, but the line's off. That's all I'll say. That's the NHL breakdowns there, guys. I had 3 free plays. I'll go over them quickly before we move on to the AHL. AHL's action-packed. I have there's 15 games. I have about 4 or 5 free plays for you guys. AHL hockey too. Most of your books are going to have them out. The lines are so much more beatable than the NHL. It's not even funny. So we'll get onto that in a short moment here. But the free plays in the NHL are going to be Washington, Ottawa over 6.5 minus 113. Boston in regulation. I think this is going to be a spot for Boston to come back. Even the under 6 as well, guys. Brossoit, though, I do not trust that guy. St. Louis money line minus 125, and even the under 6 in St. Louis Edmonton. Just a big spot pick here. I just think that you would think it'd be an over, but more I'm thinking about this, and I broke it down live here. With Koskinen going and Calgary playing Edmonton playing Calgary again on Saturday, Allen's going to be starting. St. Louis has averaged only 25 shots on net in the last 4. Give us an under. So let's move on to the AHL hockey here, guys. Get a little sip of water before we go. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Breaking it down here. AHL hockey, guys. American League hockey. You can find who's going to win it all here. Oh, there's a good question. So let's before we move on to the NHL here, guys. Let's look at the NHL and some teams that I think have have some value. I don't have this written down, but off the top of my head, Carolina's a bet on team. Teams that are really strong defensively going forward are going to be teams you want to look at, in my opinion, because not many teams are good defensively. Every team can score, but not every team can stop the puck. So St. Louis here I have, and Carolina. St. Louis, Carolina, that's both one from the East and the West. Look out for those teams. They both have 2 goalies. You need to have 2 goalies, in my opinion, too, if you want to go deep. Teams like Toronto with only 1 goalie, Winnipeg with only 1 goalie, they won't. Vancouver's another one. Look out for Vancouver. They're starting to get good goalie play from each from Demko and Markstrom, so look out for that tandem as well. Let's go right on to the AHL hockey here, guys. Like I said, most of your books are going to have this up right under hockey, American League, AHL, USA, whatever it may be. 15 games. Let's get right into it. First one here is going to be the Hershey Bears and the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Hershey's the Washington affiliate, Bridgeport being the New York Islanders. Copley and Gibson are going to be going. Copley's been a regular for Washington or for Hershey, and Gibson's just coming back for Bridgeport, which they desperately need this guy. Bridgeport's been a very bad team, guys, where Hershey has been one of the top teams in the AHL for a while. They're on the road. Looking at the shot totals here, Bridgeport's got an issue with shots against, 36 shots against on average. And for Hershey, 4 has been 36. So I think Hershey should be able to do what they want. The line that was minus 190, I'd look at regulation on a Hershey. Not an official free play, but that's where I am looking. Also, the over 6. I don't love the over, though. Bridgeport is 3 of 4 in the PK of late. Hershey, 2 of 4. Power plays are both 50% in the last 4 games. So 2 of 4 in the last 4 games. So I'm not going to go too crazy on that, but I do think Hershey's got some value there in the first game of the night in the AHL hockey there. Washington and New York Islander affiliate. Moving on to the next one here, Utica, Cleveland. I got a star above Utica, meaning that a lot of players got called up to Vancouver. That was Bailey. Watch this guy, Bailey. Look at Vancouver. You got a strong player in Josh Bailey, I believe his name is. Feisty fella, screams at everyone. Probably getting a couple fights, but can also put the puck in the net. So Utica, they just called him up. That's going to hurt them. At first I was leaning Utica, guys, but I think Cleveland is live against Utica, just with the players being called up. Boucher, yeah, he got benched against Belleville last game. I do expect him to come out a little stronger here. McIntyre is going for Utica, though, backup goalie, and Vavalainen is the number 1 in Cleveland because of all the injuries to the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's been holding the reins, so I like Cleveland here, guys. Money line minus 110 and the over 6.5 minus 103. That's at Heritage. And also Utica here, guys, only 29 shots for, and that's with Bailey and that other guy who just got called up. So I like the Cleveland money line more than I do the side there. Moving on to the next game here, guys. Charlotte, Toronto. The Charlotte Checkers versus your Toronto Marlies. This is the affiliate for the Carolina Hurricanes and your Toronto Maple Leafs. Looking at Anton Forsberg and Kaskaso. Both of them, Kaskaso being the starter, and Forsberg and Nedeljkovic for Charlotte. They're both 1 and 2. So either or in the goalies here, guys, I like. This is going to be your first free play. It's going to be Charlotte on the money line. Just the better team. 0 of 4 in the PK in the last 4 games. That's Toronto. So they're having issues with teams in the power play. And Charlotte's 3 of 4. Both of these, they played actually in a couple days ago, last week. Charlotte did get the better of them. I don't see why they won't do it again here, guys. Great defensive team. This team is the Calder Cup champions. So Charlotte on the money line at only minus 115. That was available, I believe, at Heritage. That's going to be the first free play for you guys. Charlotte Checkers against your Toronto Marlies. What's going on, brother? Yeah, what's going on with the Iowa Wild? Ooh, we got them. They're definitely going. They're going off at 8 o'clock against Grand Rapid. We'll definitely get to them. I think they got a hell of a goalie in Kakinen. We saw him play for the Minnesota Wild, and he's just one of the top goalies. And you got a top goalie like that, and offensive. They're very offensive too. Defense is a little shaky, but they kind of remind me of the Toronto Maple Leafs in a way. Not the greatest defense, but a pretty damn good goalie, just like Anderson. We'll get to that game for sure. Moving on to the next one here is going to be 7 o'clock game still. We're sticking at it. Providence Bears. And isn't the Providence Bears? No, it's the Hershey Bears. Providence Bruins. We cut ourselves. Providence Bruins and the Binghamton Devils. Sorry, guys. Providence being the Boston Bruin affiliate, and Binghamton being the New Jersey Devil affiliate. Legacy, I see Maxim Legacy going, and Corey Schneider. You guys probably know Corey Schneider. He's going to be starting, I'm more than likely, tonight for Binghamton. So we're looking right at an over. We're not messing around at all. Both teams here, 2 of 4 in the power play for Providence. Binghamton's 3 of 4 in the power play. In the last 4, they're a much better team at home. I don't want to take Providence just because I know Binghamton, they do play better at home. Both teams have been shooting over 30 shots a game on average their last 4 and allowing over 30. So over 6 at plus 106, guys. That's going to be the second free play for you. That's between Providence and Binghamton. That's Boston and New Jersey Devil affiliates. I see this game going over 6 plus 106. No call-ups that I realized as well. So you'll have all the starters going, which is a good sign. And yeah, let's cash that ticket there, guys. Moving on to the next game here. We're looking at Syracuse-Rochester. Syracuse Crunch and the Rochester Americans. That's going to be your Tampa Bay and your Buffalo Sabre affiliates. Goalie confirmation in this game is very up in the air, so I'm not 100% on these picks by any means because you need to know the confirmation in the goalies. I see either it could be Condon, Wedgwood, or Martin. I don't think Martin's going because he went back-to-back last week, and they have a back-to-back tomorrow. I think Wedgwood should go for Syracuse, and if Wedgwood's going for Syracuse, I would want Syracuse here, guys, on the money line, plus 115. Rochester, they just called up, due to the injury to Allmark, they just called up Johansson, who's been an up-and-down goalie, but definitely they're better with the 3 goalies they have now 2. Andrew Hammond, I imagine to be going, but they've been using this young kid they have, guys, for the Sabres, Luukkonen. Young kid, not ready yet by any means. If he goes, I think it could be an over if you see Luukkonen for Rochester. If you see Wedgwood for Syracuse, I would like Syracuse. Not much going on with the power play penalty kills. If anything, you got weak penalty kills, better power plays for each team. So I would look at Syracuse on the money line if you got Wedgwood, and the over 6 if you see Luukkonen for Rochester going. If Hammond's going, I don't like the over as much. I'd still like Syracuse. And if you see Condon going for Syracuse, just jump on that over right away, guys. So sorry going on so much about the goalies, but it's such a huge part in the game there, guys. It's like a starting pitcher, really. Next matchup here, sticking at the 7 o'clock games, we're looking at Lehigh Valley and Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Another free play for you here, guys. Looking at the under 5.5. Wilkes-Barre has, like I said, 2 key guys got called up to Pittsburgh. That's Wilkes-Barre's farm team. So there goes some offense. They're 3 of 4 in the PK, and Lehigh Valley is 4 of 4 in the PK. So both teams are stopping the power plays, where they're only 2 of 4 and 1 of 4. Shots against, 28 shots against and 29 shots against. That's on average their last 4. And they're not, Lehigh Valley is only averaging 25 on net. Like I said, Wilkes-Barre has a better number there, but they're losing 2 players. I really like this under here, guys. 5.5 at Heritage. That's going to be your 3rd free play in the AHL. Berube and DeSmith are going to be going there. To DeSmith, they're number 1 for sure. And Wilkes-Barre guys in Lehigh Valley, they just called up Lyon. But still, Berube and Lyon have been going back and forth. It's tomorrow night you're going to see a backup going in. I think it's Bonman, I believe, or something like that for Lehigh Valley. That's where we're going to want to fade Lehigh. But tonight, if anything, I would look to Lehigh Valley at plus 102, but I have a stronger free play for you guys on the under 5.5 there. Lehigh Valley, your Philadelphia Flyer, and your Pittsburgh. Hey, you know what? It's a battle of Pennsylvania. Same thing with Lehigh and Wilkes-Barre. It's Pittsburgh, Philly here as well, guys. So I think we're going to see an under in that game. 7:15, we're diving into Springfield, guys. Springfield Thunderbirds. That's your Florida Panther affiliate. And your Hartford, I was going to say Whalers. Hartford, oh, Jesus. Anyway, I can't remember Hartford's name right now. I'm having a brain fart. I watched them play. Shesterkin's not going to be on Hartford right now. He just got called up to the New York Rangers. That's the affiliate for Hartford. And Springfield, they called up Montembeault due to there's still an injury for Drager, so Montembeault serving as the backup. So you're going to have Des Rosaire and Huska going. I have a client play here, package play on this, so I can't go too in-depth on the side, but I could get a little gist from what I'm saying there. I think the over those live, guys. You have both their number 1 goalies really up in the NHL right now, so I think the over 6 Issue is being Hartford's a hell of a home team, not to mention 4-4 in the penalty kill. Shots on average here. Springfield's allowing 39 shots against. That's an awful stat. Hartford 28, shots for 30 for Springfield, 26 for Hartford. You know what? If anything, I might look at an under there. I had the over. Not a strong feel on the total. Much stronger feel on the side. That's a package play. Moving on to the next one here, guys. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going on the 8th game here out of 15 in the American Hockey League. Now my package plays are, guys. If you want to know who I've got my money on, you can find that all, like I said, pickcity.com. I got stuff in the description there. You can see my records, what we got going on season 3. We got all previous episodes too. You guys can catch up on if you want to see what we're all about. Yeah, Canadian here. I love my hockey, and yeah, let's get right back into the action though. Who cares about that? But we're going on to the Belleville Senators here. That's the hometown team against your Laval Rockets. Decord and Kincaid are going to be going here. This is a client play on the total, but looking at the side, Belleville, they don't have Batherson and they don't have Klapik. They both got sent up there, Schlappick, whatever. Both got sent up to the big boys. That's 2 offensive players for Belleville by any means. They can score 2-3 goals a night. So there, that goes out the window. Both teams are 3 of 4 in the power play. Belleville's PK has been much better, 3 of 4 to 1 and 4 from Laval. I still don't want to take Laval, even with Belleville's 2 bigger offensive players being called up. I still think Belleville can win this one, guys. On the money line, I believe it's about -110, but I don't love this one. The side on the package play on the total, is my go-to, my bread and butter here. I really like this one. But looking at the total or the side, Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, guys. I think Belleville's live. I wouldn't be taking Laval. I don't love it, but the way these Senators have been playing, guys, you can't doubt them. You can't put them to the side right now. They're one of the best road teams in the league, and they keep scoring. I'm looking forward to what the playoffs have. Looking at the next game here. Here's your Iowa Wild there, brother. Iowa Wild going up against your Grand Rapids Griffins, Detroit Red Wings, and your Minnesota Wild affiliates. Picard just got called up to Detroit, so you're going to have Nagel going for Grand Rapids. So he is their backup. He's been okay. He's actually been pretty serviceable in the last month since the injury to Bernier. So Nagel's been okay. I do think Iowa, though, in regulation, Kakkonen, like I was saying earlier to my guy there, he's just a top goalie, guys. They're going to be at home where they're much better. They have 3 players that are like top 10, top 15 in the league in points. That's Mayhew, Anas, and there's another guy that set my mind there. But they have strong offensive players, like I said, just like the Toronto Maple Leafs kind of. Grand Rapids team that's pretty banged up, but they still seem to be scoring. Zadina, though, and Giovanni Smith got called up from Grand Rapids. So there goes 2 offensive players out the window. I was looking at the over 6 at first, but I'm going to jump on Iowa in regulation, guys, plus 100. I think that's very live for you right there. That's going to be that's another free play for you too. You know what? Let's not mess around. Let's make that number 4th free play for you in the AHL. Iowa Wild. Let's rock with it there, Steve. On regulation plus 100. Next game here, we're staying at 8 o'clock. Yes, we are 8 o'clock Eastern. Manitoba Rockford. Seeing Burdin, 2 good goalies for Manitoba though. Burdin and Comrie. Burdin and Delia. Total's only 5. I still think that's too low at 5, guys. -125. I'd be looking at an over. 1 and 4 in the penalty kill for Rockford. 2 of 4 in the PK for Manitoba. Both teams have been averaging a lot of shots against, 35 and 31 on average. Shots for 27 apiece. Big stat here, guys. If Rockford's going to win a game, they're going to win. It's going to go over. When they score 3 goals or more, they're like 18-2 this year. So I think Rockford's live, and that equals the over too, right? So I could 4-1 and only at 5. You'd have to. It's going to be correlated to a Rockford over. And if it goes under, you can better bet your grandma's top dollar that the under is going to come in. Anyways, guys, I think Rockford and the over is going to be my plays there. Not official or anything, but that's where I'm looking in that game there. If anyone's wondering, between your Manitoba Moose and your Rockford Ice Hogs. That's your Winnipeg Jets and your Chicago Blackhawk affiliate. Next game here, last game of the 8 o'clock matchups here. Texas Stars versus your San Antonio Rampage. That's a great name too right there, the Rampage. Looking at Ointinger and Wilcox going, the two goalies for Texas and San Antonio. Free play here, guys, on the under 6.5. This is one of my strongest free plays for you here. Both teams at 3 of 4 on the penalty kill for San Antonio, 2 of 4 for Texas. Both teams have under 30 shots for on average. They're allowing under 30 as well. San Antonio is finally coming home after 2 tough road games against Colorado. This is the first road game for Texas too after 2 home games. I could really see an under here, guys, at 6.5. This is a steal. I believe that's at Bovada. Yeah, that's at Bovada. Geez, did I make that a client play? Hold on, let me just double check. Nope. That's how much I like it, guys. I was going to make it a client play there. But I think that one's very live for you there today. Texas, San Antonio to the under. Both teams they allow very little shots. They're not putting many shots on net. Their power plays are 1 for 4 and 0 for 4. 6.5. I think they meant to put 5.5. Let's rock with that one, guys. Bovada is going to be where it is. 6.5 to the under, -115. Next matchup here, I have 2 client plays coming up in the last 3 games. 9 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Avalanche? No. Eagles. Colorado Eagles, guys, which is the Avalanche affiliate, and the Tucson Roadrunners, which is going to be your Arizona Coyote affiliate. Like I said, client play on the side. Looking at the total, I think the under 6 is live. Both these teams have a strong penalty kill, especially Colorado. They're going to need it against Tucson. 3 of 4 Colorado PK in the last 4 games. Shots for 24 and 23 apiece between both teams. Tucson's got the much better shots against. Prosvedov's going to be going for Tucson as well, guys. He's been a guy that's been called up a couple times. Great young kid. Love the guy. Werner or Miska, I'm not sure which one's going to go. Either or, I don't mind either of the 2 goalies. I think under 6 would be a solid play there, guys. -110, but I like my package play on the side. I have this one circled already. Can't give it out plus money on this. Next one here, we're looking at Ontario Bakersfield. Last of the package plays on the side. But Bakersfield, guys, they got a couple players that have been called up. So that's going to be an issue for Bakersfield. Both teams do have a good penalty kill again. You're going to have Peterson and Skinner. A little issue with Skinner. He's going to be like 6 games in a row he started, so I'm a little worried there. But overall, Ontario with Pettersson, you got to like. They haven't been winning many games, but you got to think they're going to turn it around. If they do win, I see it going under. Same with Bakersfield at 6. So I like the under there, but package play on the side. Last game of the night here. Get a little water. Holy Jesus. Thanks everyone for tuning in there. Appreciate y'all. I'll give a little breakdown after. If you have any questions there on a certain player, side, bet, team total, you name it, throw it in there. San Jose, the Barracuda versus your San Diego Gulls. The Barracuda and the Gulls. Who's going to get caught? Well, if the Gulls get too far down, the Barracuda are going to swipe up and bite them, and I think that's what's going to happen here. I think those Gulls are going to get right in Barracuda land, and Barracuda are going to bite. Shevchenko's been a #1 goalie. This is the only chance the San Jose Sharks, the NHL team, have. Shevchenko's a hell of a goalie. If he's going, they're really live. They've been playing much better hockey. The power play, though, for San Jose is 0 of 4. That's a bit of a worry. They have a good PK. Shots against and shots for are both over 30 for each, so that leads to overs there. First road game for San Jose, though they played 3 before. I don't love this side between San Jose and San Diego, guys. If anything, I think the over 6 actually would be a stronger play there, especially if Shevchenko's not going. If it's Coroner or Cornish, if he's going, then let's hit the over right away. Stolarz has been going quite a bit. Boyle, I expect to go tomorrow. But, yeah, I think the over 6 is definitely live in that last game there, guys. It's also leaning to San Jose between the Barracuda and the Gulls. That's all the games there, all 22. We're about 35 minutes, no connection issues. Thank the Lord. Not yet, at least. Knock on wood. Yeah, I'll go over the picks here, guys. Any questions there? Appreciate Steve in there. Anyone else there? Admin there? Anyone else tuning in? Thanks for listening, Jesus, this is a real tongue twister. Starting off season 3, just great, just terrific. Anyway, looking at the NHL, we have 3 free plays for you. 5 package plays I've already sent out. First one on the free plays, Washington, Ottawa, over 6. We're not messing around here. -113, bet online, take their money. Next free play, Boston regulation. They're going to beat Brossois here. Brossois not going to be able to hold this team. I could see an over, even though I had the under originally. But with Brossois in net, this could go over, even with Rask. Boston's winning regulation. Next game here, St. Louis, money line, third one. I don't love that as much. I'm going to go with the under here. I think the under's live in Koskinen and Allen. This is going to be a defensive battle. It's just going to be just the position, the spot for this game, guys. You just played a tough Calgary team, Edmonton. You didn't get whooped. You should have won that goddamn game. Now you got St. Louis coming in. That's goddamn only allowed 25 shots on average in the last 4. Let's run with it. We're not messing around here. Under 6, +100, St. Louis and Edmonton. That's the last free play of the day there. Find me, guys, on Twitter there, Ego47 _. If you've tuned in this late there, guys, shoot me a message on Twitter, and I'll give you – we'll figure out a deal there. 36 minutes in, I know if you're listening this far, then you've watched the whole show, and I appreciate you. So I'll give you a little discount there on a package. Just shoot me a message on Twitter there, guys, Ego47 _, and we'll get you hooked up here. Not to mention, I'm going to have Japanese baseball starting up in March. That was my bread and butter through the summer, along with some golf and the horses there. Horses, I won't lie, their breeders got the best of me, but that's not going to stop this guy. We still crush the Derby, the Belmont, and Pimlico, all that good stuff, guys. Anyways, that's the breakdown. Season 3 there, episode 1. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me go over the AHL, though, really quickly, the free plays before we go. Charlotte on the money line over the Toronto Marlies. Providence, Binghamton, over 6. Lehigh Valley, Wilkes-Barre, under 5.5. Iowa, free play on the regulation, +100. And the Texas San Antonio, our favorite one of the night. This would be free play number 5. Under 6.5. Texas San Antonio, -115 Bovada. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you again we're taking tomorrow off. I won't lie, we got a lot of shit going on. But we'll see you again Tuesday for episode 2. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.